mystics if you have the Pope as a vassal. So I kind of thought that I would come down here and work the Arabian Empire a little bit, because I can do this. I can probably conquer all of this in like 10 years or something. In fact, there's a whole lot of this now that is... I think he might actually be losing. Conquer Blackhinge. Yeah, so... How do you get so many stats, especially green stats, under your portrait? Is it because of the last DLC? First off, I am running 3 mods in this game. They are all Iron Man compatible. I'm using a bigger user interface, which is a really common add-on actually, and I highly recommend it. I'm using an add-on that changes the fonts of the character screen, of all screens actually, and the different intrigue. I shouldn't call them intrigue, but let's say the different pop-ups. I do have a different font mod for that. I have a tooltip mod, which makes my tooltips a little bit larger and also changes the font in them. And that's just because I think that the default is a little bit too difficult for some people on lower bit rates that are watching the stream to read the tooltips. As to all of these character modifiers down here, some of them are from Way of Life, which is an older DLC. So like Religious Studies, Heliocentrist Scholar. This is from the Theology Focus. This is from the Scholarship Focus. This is State-of-the-Art Laboratory. It is from Monks and Mystics. This is Schemer. That's from Way of Life. Known Murderer is Default. Published Ethereum paper is Monks and Mystics. That's part of the decision of the Hermetic Society that I'm a part of. Endorse Successful paper, same thing. Crush Revolt, that's Default. Divine Epiphany is from Monks and Mystics. Aspiring Seer is from Monks and Mystics. This is just Secluded with Courtiers. This is the Reaper's Due, and that's just my treasury, which is also... It's not a Monks and Mystics thing, I don't think. I think the treasury exists even in the default now. But a lot of the items that I have in the treasury are from Monks and Mystics. I think that Monks and Mystics... I mean, I like generally all the DLC for CK2. I know some people... they have their choices and their preferences, and mileage may vary depending on who you ask, but I think that they're all great. Everything adds depth to the game and difficulty. But yeah, that is... I guess it's a 5-minute breakdown on the game state and my character state. My learning right now, 46. I'm a very well-rounded character anyway. If you get Monks and Mystics, there is these 4 new counselor jobs that you can put your counselors on, and organize the army. Although it says 0% right now, that's because I'm secluded in my court. We have some slow fever going on down here. Oh, which apparently has left. So we can turn that off. Go back to that screen. I can actually show you the percentages. Organize the army has a couple of things. You can read them all there. Lowering the retinue maintenance cost is a pretty big deal. But I believe that, like, I never use trained troops anymore. Trained troops was what I used to use almost exclusively, and now I use Organize the Army almost exclusively. The retinue maintenance cost is gravy. The great advantage of them is the Commander Improved, which has a 34.2% proc rate in a year. So what that kind of means is, with certain, what do you call it, restrictions, your commanders can improve over time, right? So most of these commanders that you see that are like, oh, he's got 2 leadership traits and he's over 20, right? I think the restrictions actually, if you have 1 leadership trait and are over 20 martial, it will no longer identify you for Organize the Army. But if you have commanders that are less than 20 martial and or have 1 leadership trait or less, so this commander, and this commander all qualify for Organize the Army, and you'll get a little event, such and such a percent to gain, 1, 2, or 3 martial score and the leadership trait. So what I've been doing is I make my children, even when I probably shouldn't, I make them commanders, right? So this guy's abysmal. I would never actually use him. But as long as he is a commander, he qualifies as a target for organize the army, and his martial may improve. This guy is probably going to be maybe not our next character, but our third character for sure. He's not going to have any children. I married him to this woman here who has an inheritable weak claim on the Arabian Empire, but she was a little bit too old when I finally got that marriage. So she's not going to end up having any kids, which is fine by me because this guy's an idiot anyway. Not to mention, I mean, Master Theologian, -5 fertility. Great Pox, -20. And I mean, I think she's got lunatic or something. Yeah, like they don't really like each other. And they're not really having kids. So I've seen women that are 40 have children before. She's 43 now. I don't think she's going to have any children. So my backup plan is I'm going to try and marry my son to this Abbasid woman, Xenia, who incidentally I can just interact with. I've actually was about to go to war with the Arabians for the rest of Azerbaijan. Except just randomly this guy conquers Turkestan. Friggin' hates my guts, but conquered Turkestan, and it's part of the Byzantine Empire all the way up here. Go figure. Gives me diplomatic range on this guy. So now we just have to wait for this revolt to end. Which could take forever. They've been revolting for a while now. Does it say how long the war has been going on here? No, I don't think it does. It's 70% in his favor. I can't buy a favor. Like, I can send her gifts, but right here it says she can't currently hold a temporary title. Because she's part of the revolt, I can't pull her out. She also has inheritable weak claim on the Arabian Empire. So my idea is pull her out, marry her to my youngest son, my spare heir, right? And that'll give me a claim on the Arabian Empire in total. In the meantime, I think I'm going to declare holy war for Antioch. And then, I mean, after that, I'll probably just pack up and go back to the UK for a decade. Maybe just 5 years, actually. It probably won't take me that long to conquer the UK. The only things that I need to form the Roman Empire right now are Antioch, Jerusalem, and Alexandria. I control everything else. So, Alexandria right here, Jerusalem right here, and the last little few territories in Antioch. The last two territories here. So the nice thing about Antioch is that it's right on the end of a trade route. But yeah, so I guess my 1 minute explanation could have turned into a 10-minute explanation, but that's the state of the game so far. My vassal declared war. Oh, he's the Turkestani revolt. That's fine. I don't even care if that guy gets revolted against, like... It looks like they're gonna crush him. That's not a big deal. He'll still be my vassal. To the plot, please. I am... Oops. Oh, I can hear that... I think some game sounds aren't working right now. Okay, I'm not going to catch this guy, but let's just scare him off. Nice. So, again, like, I made my son my court physician, which is a new position from the Reaper's Due. And I already made him my apprentice, which is a new position from Monks and Mystics, because we're trying to stack some events on these guys to improve their stats. So he gets +1 learning, which is nice. Who are we trucing with? Okay. Break the pact with Ormond. Yeah, I'm gonna break it. Interesting. So I've just got a go into hiding warning. Let's see who's trying to kill me. Do we even know who's trying to kill me right now? I'm not sure. Okay, so... oh, that's a fabricate claim. That's not a murder plot. Here we are. This guy wants to kill me. How about we tell him end plot? He says, sure. Good job, buddy. Oh, my chancellor died. I wonder what of. Just stress, hey? The reason I had him down here to begin with was I've got a plot. I'm not really trying too hard to kill this guy, but we're trying to kill him. And one of the best people to join this plot was this Sultan. Apparently not any longer. It looks like the Emir of Kiran is the leader with the most likely chance of joining the plot. So we're just going to make this Doge our Magistros and send him to improve relations with this guy, and hopefully he will join our plot. It's over 50 now anyway, so that's not a big deal. Let's do Summer Fair first. And let's write Ethereum paper. Okay, I can do that at the same time. In the marketplace. Oh no. How did that happen? Died in battle against Tangier. I don't actually think that he was one of my commanders. Maybe he was. Patient. Flat, well, terrain, well, maybe he would have been fine. Okay. Oh, you little pissant, hey? Oh, finally. I haven't had a real good chance to, oh man. I really wish this got reworked because I have marks on these guys. I think that he died and he had 86 and that's why I had him marked. I have a little list here of a few courtiers that I invited to court just because they're rich, hoping that I could fabricate charges on them. Oh, nice. Mages and diviners. We can allow them to stay, or we can ban them. Oh, I don't want the revolt risk. Alright. So I've been doing Summer Fair pretty regularly. I'm trying to boost the prosperity of Constantinople. Does this have nomad agitation? How many other places have nomad agitation right now? Well, I guess I know I'm going to spend some of this money that I just came into on. Oh shit, he's tribal. That's so useless. He's tribal, he's feudal. Give me 1 sec. Oh, sorry about that again. So because these are ruled by... Oh my goodness, the phone won't stop ringing. Alright, so because these are ruled by tribal vassals, I can't build temples in them. Ridiculously, this one has a temple in already, he just wants to be vassal. It shouldn't have nomad agitation anymore. Because it has a barony in it, right? Okay, I guess it's not. It has the increased revolt risk still, but I won't lose control of it when it flips. This guy is Ikta. I can build a barony for him. Actually, that might have been a mistake, but let's hope that it's not. I'm going to go through my list of known plots again and see if I can't rustle up another few hundred gold. We got this Duchess, 39, Mister. He's a direct vassal. So that's 70 there. Who the heck is this? Alania? Oh. Another mayor. I love mayors. This guy's poor though, so it's not a big deal. So that's 95 I'm counting. This Emir. Ormond. Yeah, so it's just 95. That's too bad that we missed that one Duchess. I guess it was only a 39% chance to arrest her though. So it looks like Africa won his revolt. Or not Africa, but the Arabian Empire here. Reduce the cost or reduce the time? Reduce the costs. For 5 years. That's pretty nice, actually. Yeah, that got reduced quite a bit. This was 13 something before. Alright, this is quite big, eh? Let's check what this war score is. Adventurers on or off? Adventurers are on. I'll show you my game rules in a second. I'm 5% in favor of the Punjab revolt. He was 17% before. What happened? I wish I could actually see the breakdown of all of his battles and occupation. He controls territory here and here. It looks like this one's getting sieged back. I mean, I guess I could just pop and look. Okay, so he's got more troops, it looks like. So he's losing on occupation score. He's got... Wait, are there 2 wars going on here? Oh, there's 2 defenders. Afghanistan is helping. Afghanistan's got a lot going on, though. Oh, man. That's going to drop down a second, I think. Oh, was he not even in? Yeah, he's in Damascus. That's weird. Alright. Here are the game rules. We got delayed random on Mongols and Aztec invasion. Minor epidemics on more and non-epidemic diseases on more. I used to play with major epidemics on deadly, but since the 2.7.1 balance patch, if you put major epidemics on deadly, the game spirals out of control and Black Death becomes permanent. One instance of the Black Death will happen, and it will not die out before the second one happens. The second one refreshes the, I don't want to call it toxicity, let's call it the infectiousness. It appears. Although I don't think that's like technically the name of the game mechanic, but just based on my own observations, that's how I've been talking about it. So the second Black Plague will like refresh all the first Black Plague, and then the third one will come and refresh the first and the second, and all of a sudden you got like an increase in the infection rate. I'll show you what I mean. Let's look for some diseases. So here's smallpox, right? Now if you put your mouse over the county next to the counties with smallpox, you can see this county's bordered on 3 sides by other counties with smallpox. It has an infection rate of 293. This one, for whatever reason, probably its disease resistance is a little bit lower. Maybe this one has a better hospital or something like that. Maybe it's due to prosperity. This one might be prosperous. I don't know. There's a bunch of different factors that go into it. I don't entirely understand all the factors behind infection weight. But what I saw happening with the Black Plagues is that one Black Plague would come and add its infection weight, and the second Black Plague would come. And I don't think that they were like additive, but it would refresh the timer, so to speak. So they were still, I think, on-stacked instances of the Black Plague, but they were just kept refreshing their timer. So basically the world just descends into total Black Plague all the time, and deadly major epidemics is no longer a playable game state. Shadow retreats on, defensive pacts are on, gender equality's default, supernatural events are on, de jure drift is restricted, because I hate it when you end up having de jure drift and like some little chunk of Bavaria is like over here in Brittany or something. It drives me crazy, so I put that on restricted. Nomad stability's unstable, but I'm thinking to make them a little scarier on my next game I might put this on stable, because the nomads are pretty much irrelevant. They're punching bags. Everyone chunks off the nomads for territory, and they get smaller and smaller and smaller until they're not scary anymore. Adventurers are normal. Everything else is restricted. I do have AI intrigue and AI seduction off. Sometimes I play with AI intrigue on these days. In this campaign, I just happened on a whim to turn it off. I always play with AI seduction off now, for the same reason that I play with these diseases on high. It's not the difficulty. Like, that's silver lining. It's because it kills a lot of random courtiers, and that's what I want. The more people that die, the lower the endgame lag is. The clock already tends to run pretty slow. That's pretty much everything. I've been playing with titles named after dynasties off for a while, and cultural title names off. I've only been doing that for like the last maybe 2 months or so, because I'm trying to learn everything according to what its name is on one system, instead of having to learn everything according to what its name is with different cultures. So I don't have all these counties changing name depending on who takes control of them, right? Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm gonna Holy War for Antioch right now. I kind of want to, as well as planning on. Oh, let's support the blues. I did the greens last time that happened. Ugh. That's too bad. Measles broke out over here. That's not good. Arranged marriage. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not a big deal. Okay, so my rival's in prison. That's good, he can't plot against me anymore. And we have a new vassal. A Muslim vassal. So I think I can build castles up here now. Still not. Okay, but he can. Hopefully he builds some castles. I think I am going to pop off for Antioch here. Oh, finally. I've been trying to fabricate something on this guy for a while. 80%. Let's put our marshal on a rest for a few days. Banish him for his money. Thank you very much. We're just going to pick the next richest guy on this list here. I got 175. 171, he inherited something. Yeah, so I think it's the 175 guy. And we're going to spy on him. Did I lose a commander? Oh, this guy's on rail. Patient, cruel, and flanker. Oh, Vulcan. You know, just what I want. Okay, so we control... Oh, there's still... Oh, I guess it's the trade post is the last thing left. Let's get my... Ooh, what's he doing? Alright, let's change his position. Hey, Doogie, how you doing? and then change his position again. And I want to put him probably in Damascus, I think. That'll give us vision of these, well, it's Damascus or Palmyra. Yeah, there we are. Good choice. Okie dokie. I kind of want some ships up here. My stream is 10 times more informative than Paradox Medieval Mondays, by the way. Awesome. Thank you. You should tell them to get me on their show. Okay, I don't want all of these ships. I definitely don't want my barony, right? This is perfect. This, like, so-called 2-stack, which is actually 3. Sometimes it doesn't deal very well with small numbers. I don't know why. We're going to split this into a bunch of different parts. These 3 ships. We're going to put some there. Some here. And then just kind of let them go. Thanks for the follow, Maceth. He wants to burn someone. I'm just going to let him burn him. You know, boys will be boys. Haha. Oh, not all of these should be leaving. It looks like all of them are leaving. Yeah, one of you was supposed to stay behind. And that'll give me... Oh, beauty. Please fight me. This is mountains. I actually don't want to fight them there. But I'm okay with them stopping there. They leave on the 27th. I get there on the 28th. That's perfect for me. Oh, and he wants to fight. So I'm going to stop moving. And then he stops moving. And she's killed in the battlefield and her son takes over. Now she was married. Oh, it was a matrilineal marriage, of course. Some of this stuff is from the AI. Like, I didn't really have control of this guy. I put my family, like way back when, in charge of Salerno. And they just basically bred themselves out of existence here. She's the last one. Well, I guess maybe not completely, but they are definitely going. Doogie says, you're new. How the hell do you keep your vassals happy and not revolting? I formed England and like everybody is pissed off. Some of that comes from the way that vassal strength is calculated. And how what your various realm laws are. For example, although this may not matter for you at like a king level title, in the Byzantine Empire, there are vassal war declarations. I let my vassals fight each other all the time. This used to really bother me. You definitely grow, let's call it passive growth if you're thinking about the way that your vassals declare war, faster if you have only external vassal wars allowed turned on. But if you have this turned off with the new faction balancing in 2.7.1, this decreases the weight of increased council power factions. As to the rest of my factions, my strength is calculated based off of my domain and my retinues, right? Your vassal strength is included in... I want to use as correct terms as possible here. Let's say your levies from vassals is included in the faction strength calculation. How that kind of works is, if you think of, you know, this big list of all of your vassals, you know, which is as long as my arm, but for you will be significantly shorter. Each one of them, you know, has a percentage of your strength, right? The total levy of the top liege is 88,000. The total levy, according to him, is 12,000, right? That is to say, his strength, right, from his domain, from his vassals, from his retinues, is calculated. I mean, it says 12,000 here, but if we look on his character screen, it's 10.8. So his strength in a faction, if he were part of a faction, maybe we should have used Saxony as a better example. For the independence faction, like it says 16,000, so it adds up all of their numbers, right? So it's 11 from him, like 1.9 from him, and 940 from him. According to this, is 16. I think it actually uses the number from this screen, because if you look at their actuals, it's a little bit lower. I guess what this doesn't really include is when if they were to revolt, the way that their faction vassal levies, their vassal levies would get calculated would change a little bit. So you can keep your vassals happy, and there are a number of ways you can game that. Most significantly is if you tend to land your dynasty as much as possible, which is a very good strategy. You can often get non-aggression pacts with members that are closely related to you. And if you have a non-aggression pact with somebody, they will not join a faction against you. So with that mechanic in mind, you can also marry off daughters to strong faction members, and then that will also give you a non-aggression pact with them and exclude them from joining any factions. Sometimes when you really have to micromanage that kind of stuff, it can be a little bit difficult. I'm trying to think of what else you might be able to do. Sometimes, particularly if you think that a faction is going to fire very, very, very soon, there's this little button here called auto stop plots, and you should never press it. I have righteous imprisonment on a great many of my high level vassals that I've detected that they have some kind of a plot, which is technically illegal. It's not legal to plot. And I see that these guys, oh, you know, he wants to kill somebody, he's my direct vassal. I don't arrest him. I just leave it, right? So most of these plots are for fabricate claims. If they're successful or not, I don't really care what my vassals are doing as long as they don't bother me. But if I had a faction that was going to fire, like if this said 129% or something like that, and let's say I knew this guy, or is there even any one of these that I know there's a plot? In this case, there's not. But let's say that the despot, the king of Greece, is part of a faction, and I know he's trying to kill the Basilius of Sopot, right? And I can arrest him, even though my prison chance is only 1%. When he revolts, he gets cut out of the faction. Factions have a slightly less chance of firing when there's a revolt already going on. And when you win the revolt, everyone around you gets plus 15% opinion with you, and that also lowers their chance to join the faction. With the faction balance changes, and you can look that kind of stuff up in the patch notes. Let me see if I can bring it up here for you really quick. 2.7.1 patch notes. No, I don't want it from the forums, I want it from the wiki. Okay, so let's copy that, go back over here and paste it. In these patch notes, if you go down to the balance changes, and some of this is not easy to read if you're not super familiar with CK2 mechanics anyway, but suffice to say, in these notes, if you read just like the top 1, 2, 3 sections, like Monks and Mystics, free features and balance, you'll probably be fine. Most of the stuff below that, AI improvements, interface, user modding, stuff like that doesn't matter. But just in terms of the balance, it says, massive update to faction balance. The AI will now no longer join the increased council power faction if they like their liege 50 or more, down from 80 or more. So it's actually easier now to balance factions than it's ever been. If you have a faction, and if I can go over here and look at one, yeah, so this guy likes me at 31, all right? If I go to give him a gift of 54 gold to bump him up 66 opinion, right? He goes to 97 opinion of me. I can't just let the clock run here because I'm in the middle of a war. But we're going to try and keep an eye on this while I do this fight over here. And we should see this faction disappear because he's now has opinion over 50 for me. So I really want him to leave. Well, it looks like he's just going to sit there. That's no fun. I don't want to go down. Let's go into Tortosa. Okay, so he's leaving because there's a supply limit problem. Why is there a supply limit of 5 for these guys? That's interesting. Let's just keep that faction window open for a sec. Oh, he's actually up to 100 now. I'm not sure what changed, but he went from 97 to 100. And I mean, he should just drop right out of this faction. Actually, a whole bunch of people dropped out of the factions. Some of that's not clear why. I think maybe Saxony died or something. Joined the defensive pact against me. Sicily inherited. Okay, I need to get rid of a bunch of these. Ooh, I should check that measles. Okay, measles into being a big deal. Doogie says, what would be the best government type? Different government types have different strengths and weaknesses. I'll be clear that I can't really comment very well on ICTA or tribal, or pardon me, not tribal, ICTA or nomadic, as I haven't played them very frequently. Oh geez, there's a little bit of a weird visual bug going on here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I think you can. As I don't play Muslim or nomadic at all, pretty much at all. I've played feudal, I've played tribal, and I've played Merchant Republic quite a bit. So different. It's not that one government is better than another government. Different governments have different strengths and weaknesses. And different governments have... I mean, I will say that tribal is almost certainly weaker. Pound for pound, that is equal holding size, than feudal in the late game. Tribal tends to have a kind of cap on how many troops they can raise. I mean, so does feudal, but I'll get to my meaning here. In that tribals get bonuses, and let's zoom right in here on an actual tribal holding. Tribals get bonuses, if you can see, to their levy from having empty holding slots in the province. You get plus 50% for each empty holding slot. So this tribe has X many troops plus 200%. I mean, there's a whole lot of other multipliers in here. The capital county, different improvements on, I mean, you can see there like Earth Fort 1, Earth Fort 2, Earth Fort 3. If they had things like training grounds, war count, practice range, all of these things would change those numbers. But what changes the most of all is empty holding slots in the province. So 1, 2, 3, 4 empty holding slots. Let's look at this one. No, there's got to be a better one than that. Give me a better example. I think they're... One of these, wasn't one of these 6? Alright, doesn't matter. I'm getting off topic. So 1, 2, 3, 4 holding slots. Wait, Russia for sure, right? Oh, that's still 5. Kiev? Yeah, that's looking like a... Oh, it's a theocracy. Well, go figure. So they can get very large troop counts very early, particularly because tribal vassals have different casus belli than other governments. They can fight with each other a lot. You can get prestige very quickly, and prestige translates directly into most of these buildings. Only the hill forts and the markets cost money to upgrade. Everything else is prestige. So they can get quite big quite fast. But they only... I mean, if you look at the troop spread here, and this is typical, right? That you have a very small amount of heavy infantry, you have a lot of light infantry, and some archers, right? You don't get cavalry, you don't get pike whatsoever. Whereas, you know, your average barony has pikemen, a lot of heavy infantry. When feudal fights tribal, in the skirmish phase, tribal is stronger. But that's only, you know, 10 to 14 days of combat. After that skirmish phase, when you're in the melee phase, feudal wipes the floor with them overwhelmingly. So just in terms of fighting, tribal against tribal, I mean, you can stay tribal for a long time, and there are reasons to stay tribal. Or I guess it's probably more accurate to say there are difficulties to transform from tribal into either feudal or merchant republic. Feudal is very easy to play. Merchant republic is much more difficult. Theocracies are impossible. Icta is interesting because all kinds of places get this little jizya tax thing, a tax on the non-Muslim population. Which I think is when the religion is Catholic, it gets that. Like, if it's Sunni, it doesn't. If it's Catholic, it does. If it's Monophysite, if it's not Muslim, basically, it gets that. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about governments. Casus bellis are pretty important. I mean, you know how declaring war works, like you have to have a reason, and sometimes the reasons are different. So different tribes have different casus bellis. Feudal has what I consider the typical CBs. Got a couple of kids there. Ooh, let's pause again. Letting the clock run a little bit too fast. Let's ransom everyone I can ransom. 15 for 32, that's pretty good. I'm going to pop up to here and crush Anatolia. You want a non-aggression pact? Sure, buddy. That's fine. We got raiders up here. Oh no, this guy was so good. We're going to train this guy on thrift. I almost always choose either thrift or struggle or faith or heritage based on whether or not I'm trying to religion or heritage shift. I don't expect that, like, I'm probably going to end up landing this branch of the family. I usually breed them for genetics in the matrilineal line. And then land the men whenever that's possible. I probably won't breed her because she ended up being weak, but this guy I will probably land. And I only ever take thrift like 90% of the time, unless the kid is a genius already, in which case I'll take struggle. Because curious can turn into shrewd, and shrewd is really strong. I think shrewd is much stronger than any of these other genetic traits, or pardon me, any of the other possible childhood traits that you can get from childhood focus. What's the date? Oh shit, I'm gonna get hit with that, I think. I'm gonna switch this guy. I think that I thought that I had an organizer. What's going on? I do have an organizer. Why isn't he wanting to organize? It says he's defending in Homs. Is this mountains? It's plains? Let's just crush them. See how they like that. I'm going to pause for a sec here. I lose 12% if that ticks. Yeah, I'm not concerned about that over much. Okay, so we landed. That's good. Oh, nice. That was fast. So we're going to turn him off, stop spying. We're going to imprison him. We're going to banish him. And move on to the next guy on the list. I've got real nice vision of this coast here. I don't see anything dangerous coming in. I think everything's pretty much right here. We're going to kill him. The next biggest guy in this list, we got a 97, a 102, and a 93. Let's, wait, why can't I spy on him? Because it happened the same day. We're spying him now. Donate my relic to the church. Gain 30 piety and humble. A grand ceremony to hand it over. Vassal opinion improves for a month. Plus 25, or get rid of the priest also only for a month. It's May 24th. This negative runs out. Yeah, I'll keep my little relic. Thank you very much. Wow, we actually failed on the right. Oh wow. So we lost 3,500. We killed 20,000. Who do you think is going to reinforce a little bit faster? So this guy lost on his flank. Even with flat terrain and flanker. I guess he never really got a chance to use flanker. He lost in his middle there too. I mean, they're fantastic commanders. I mean, Lightfoot is worthless. I guess he finally did get to use his flanking in the end. Patient and brave, that morale defense. So we are reinforcing at 200 a tick. This is still just 1,600. I'm gonna blitz siege it down there. Once I control holdings in this territory, it's not going to be so bad. It says I can usurp Bavaria. I guess France just finished their holy war. Yeah, so now my supply limit here is 18. That's pretty good. Oh, and look, I've got 100% war score now. 95 from occupation. 11% from battle. I got -5 because I lost control of like one castle in Clifford. And we won a holy war for Antioch. Good for us. So, yeah, I don't need help managing my titles. I want to look at my Restore the Roman Empire. I need Jerusalem and Alexandria. So I am 52. If I died tomorrow, he would take over, and he could immediately declare war again. I took quite a hit in my retinues here. Let's check what my average strength is. 212, 200. Yeah, so we lost like 30 to... let's call it 25 to 30% of our strength. 25% or so. We are going to resort these holdings before we pass them out. I've only started doing this the last little bit. I didn't really realize it was possible. What we're going to kind of do is make the city the capital first. Then the temple. You see the city pops down to slot 1. This is the better barony. I'm going to want that on top. So the weaker barony, I'm going to make the capital first. It goes up here. This goes from slot 1 to slot 2. This goes from slot 0 to slot 1. I don't think they're actually called that, but that's how I always thought of them, like 0, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway. And we'll make these little... They're sorted. That's perfect. This one here. Okay, so it's all good. Oh, this is what I was missing. I was looking at it thinking like, wait, I thought there was a whole other territory, but I already had Homs. I was thinking that Antioch was like, I knew it was 3. It kind of went this way. And I was thinking that it went this way for a second there. I'm looking at Homs, getting right confused. So we're going to put the city on top. And we got 3 temples here because Muslims love building temples. Go figure. This one has a much higher garrison. This one has a much lower garrison, and this one sucks. So the sucky one we're going to put up top. The lower garrison one we'll do next. And then the Temple of Antioch finally we'll do last. These 2 baronies. This one looks like it's the least developed one, and the more developed one will pop up top. So the reason I do this is because I want the highest fort level, right? Then the biggest garrisons, then the lowest fort levels, right? That's sort of how I like to have that set up. We're putting in all kinds of Greek Catholics here. Oh, that's probably a mistake. I don't know who I'm going to give this to. Probably the same guy. This guy here. Okay. So I got these 3 guys are unhappy because of their vassals. I've got truce with Arabia for 10 years. How long has it been since I declared war on Cornwall? About 6 years ago. Let's check what this guy's war favor is. 9%. Jeez, man. So I think what we're going to do now is borrow some ships from Anatolia and Greece. Actually, I don't need both of them. Just Greece will do. Oh, is that up here? So I can say open-minded to pagan. Do you think she's secretly pagan? No, she's quite openly pagan. So I can get sympathy for pagans. I'm going to take it. I already have sympathy for Indian religions. So it makes zealous characters hate me a little bit more. But But I think that means that the revolt just got fought off, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get back on these ships. And we're gonna get these ships all the way up to the UK, because I want to get the rest of this under control. I want to form England, I want to form Wales, I want to get Scotland under my heel, because Scottish is the culture that I want. While my guys are traveling, I'm going to turn retinue reinforcement off for a bit. No need to have that ticking while they're all in boats. Ooh, I can hold a feast. And it looks like I can ransom off some more people. Yes, let's pay for it. Yes, the best for my feast. Spend lavishly on food. Spend enough. Sure, let's spend everything. He says, I don't want to go. Well, you're a little dick, aren't you? I don't want to go, he says. What, the Ecumenical Patriarch doesn't want to go? I don't like you either. I don't like you either. I'm just going to keep ransoming all these little kids out. Ah, yes. Denounce him. Give me a reason to imprison him. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Next guy, we got 97 and 93. Let's do the 97. Wait. This guy is my steward. Is he really the best steward we have in the whole of everything? We got a 17. We got a 15. No, a 14 it says. Alright, let's make that guy my steward then. And start spying on this one. So-and-so approves of the magicians, or the musicians, I mean. Yeah, sure, I'll endorse your paper. Oh, nice. He's already in prison, though. Does he get to be imprisoned by me now? No, he was already in prison. I became very close friends with the leader of the Varangian Guard. That's pretty good. Ransom some more people. Oh, that was easy. I got a feeling this is some secret pagan shit going on in the background here. And this is the last person I have to spy on until I make a new list. Really? Alright, Greece has just arrived already. So let's get rid of the Greek ships. Put my retinues back on full reinforcement. And we're going to raise Greek ships and troops. Because I don't like this host fucking my shit up here. When do they hit 50? Alright, there they are. Now the measles... Oh, it's not measles. God damn it. I should build him a hospital. Because I keep getting infected from here. That's frustrating. Let's shut the gates. Yeah, get wrecked. Dismiss those, dismiss those. Let's go over here. We're gonna get our commanders off of this. Actually, I think I should leave my commander on that. No! High Chief of Elenia. He would be raiding in Elenia. He's fine where he's at. Okay, so, bit by bit. Let's start with this. He's not independent. What's he part of? Duberith? Seriously? Oh, okay, there we are. Alright, so he's not independent. Let's claim this. And declare war for it. Okay, let's help him. What else belongs to this guy, by the way? I think it is just these territories, right? Okay, so we're 99% in favor already. And he will capitulate. I gain control of what? Sarkand? Where the hell is this anyway? Oh, right. Let's give it to him. Still hates my guts. I gave you a castle. Why won't you get over it? So what if I killed your dad? I mean, he was kind of in the way of what I was trying to do. I think I'm just gonna mark this guy. Is he losing? How is he still... I'd love to see that war score. Let's mark him. No, it's all good, dude. You can have that back. I didn't really want it. I mean, I wanted it. It's just I didn't want it that badly. You know what I mean? Increases culture conversion and chance and prosperity gain. Hopefully that'll make a little bit of a difference in how easy this territory is to raid. Yeah, sure, man. Go ahead, marry her if you want to marry her. I mean, she has no claims on anything. She can't really inherit any claims on anything. He's got an uninheritable claim. She's got decent stats, though. Maybe that's why he wanted it. Okay, I'm gonna return him to whence he came. Let's do this next, palace. We're getting pretty close to this vassal limit here. What do I need to create England, I wonder? Oh, I can already make it. Okay, well, we're gonna make England and give it to, I don't know, this guy. Wait, is he any good? Yeah, let's just give it to this guy. Ta-da, we got England. So, de jure claim on Oxford, just the Kent holdings, or, and bear with me here, we just say, hey, Pope, 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 give me a claim. Pope, I want a claim. Thanks, Pope. Wow, where are these places I'm losing instantly anyway? Oh, it's because the Muslims are going back. I'm not actually losing them. Why did he revoke that off of him? I don't know. What are the chances I can get him into my court? I don't think I can get him with a favor because he's married. Yeah, he really wants to leave there. And he gives up. I'm the best, I guess. Okay, so what's next? Pope. Hey, Pope. So he's ticked that I usurped his title. Well, why don't we go to one of your buddies here? He's a Jew. Yeah, let's give the Jew the title of the Duchy of Mercia. I think that's funny. Oh my god, she's a total idiot. See the sympathy for pagan thing? It makes me think that there's this pagan secret society right now. Oh, I can't wait to just wipe everybody out. So we got Oxford here that should be under him, right? Isn't that Hawaii's? Yeah. So let's transfer a vassalage to him of this Oxford guy. And what's your other one? This is under Wiltshire. Wiltshire's where Stonehenge is. Can we see it if we zoom in? Can you see Stonehenge? I don't see Stonehenge anywhere. It should be there though. That should be a definite thing. I mean, there are pyramids. If you zoom in over here, you can see pyramids, right? I mean, I don't know what's more impressive, the pyramids or... I mean, pyramids are obvious because there have been civilizations over here for thousands and thousands of years, and slave labor and beer is what made the world go around, so they built some pyramids, right? But up here, I don't know, man. I always thought Stonehenge was a little bit spooky. I'm going to go for a claim on Northumbria. Pope. Pope. Pope, give me a claim. Pope. Okay, we got it. You want to marry this woman. She has one weak claim on one barony. You want to marry him to this guy. I don't even know why, man. Sure. Oh, I should have checked if she had money. She has no money. Did that fever go away? No, the consumption just got worse. I really kind of want to get rid of this too, man. Because these Bulgarians always raiding me, really bugging me. Hey, Taz Dingo. Nice to see you, Monsieur. It's been going good. Things have been going well. I'm doing an extra long CK2 stream today. I was going to go for 5 hours. Let me think. The lease has been pretty good. I've been basically raid logging over there. Spending most of my leisure time playing and streaming CK2. Classes went well last semester. And how have things been going with you, man? You still playing Legion, man? You having fun doing that? You've been dropping in every so often on my streams to attempt to learn how this game works. Well, it is fun, let me tell you. It can get complicated at times. I think that's for sure, but once you get the hang of it, I think once you get the hang of it, you tend to want to play it more and more and more. This is definitely, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is probably my single favorite game that I've ever played. It hits all the right little notes for me in the Skinner box. Jeez, I finally got one. That was like 4 in a row that escaped. We got a little bit of a corrupt justice system going on here in the Byzantine Empire. Our police are very fastidious and they arrest a lot of people, but it turns out that once you get arrested, you can just buy your way to prison if you got the money. It's not a big deal. We just say, pay me, and you can leave. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Let's mark that guy for a second. Let's ransom what we got. Okay, so we're gonna buy a favor off of this man. He's gonna say, yes, yes, You tried to imprison me, but you want to buy a favor? For sure, I'll remember that you wanted to buy that favor. So, we're going to invite him to court now. I just got someone new in my court named Serpian. Wait, wasn't that his name? Serpian? Did I not read his name right? Oh, Serapian. Oh, geez, look at this guy. Beefy, brawny, brave, 20 martial. I don't think there's any unmarried women of my dynasty. G. Where are you? Oh my god, I could have dragged down. Let's just look at my family tree. 3 boys. 1 girl, the weak girl. Let's arrange a betrothal between that new guy. Where is he? Matrilineal. Perfect. Ika GFB006 Yo HQBU. Jeez, man. You gotta help me out with pronunciation on your name. I don't even know where to... Eka GFB006 Yo QBBO. Alright. It's a good sign for a game. If you want to play more, the more you know it better. Sure enough. Sure enough. Did I get a favor off that guy, though? Where was he? Oh, yeah. He's considering an invite to court for us. Just call you Ika G. Alright, man. That's what I'll do. Ika G. Or is it ECAG? I got some more tech. We're going to put it right into Majesty. We are now a scant... it says cost 13 of 2,800. That doesn't seem right. It seems like it should cost me 2,082 and I've got 2 points. So we're 1 level away from Majesty. 5. Ooh, I just lost my Spy Master. That's too bad. He was a good Spy Master. I've got one that fucking loves me. Is this guy married? Yes, he is. I don't really have a plan for you. You can just stay where you're at, I guess. There's that sympathy for pagans thing again. There's a pagan secret society going on, man, I'm telling you. I can see that writing on the walls. Alright, so here's the guy. He's now in my court with his 2,200 gold. My chance to imprison him now is 100%. It's like, thanks for showing up, dude. You done well, right? You did okay. I'm really glad, Holburn Arnjudson, that we were able to sort that out for you with your weak claims in the Duchy of Brabant and your strong claims on the Bishopric of Deventer. Man, oof, that felt good. That was a good feeling. Let's keep going. That doesn't get to happen very often when I go to imprison bishops and stuff like that. Does not happen very often at all. But every once in a while. Here's another one. Oh, he's only 144. This guy we're going to have to put in house arrest so he doesn't accidentally die before he can afford to ransom himself out. Oh, we got another mayor here. Oh, but he's only 100 and something. A bishop with 500 gold. A wall of the knees in bishop. I don't think this emir is in my... Yeah, he's not. No, that guy's not in my court. This guy sure is. Is he Waldonesian too? Oh, and he flees. Is he zealous? Yeah, he's zealous. That's why I got those extras. So also, if you want to know, I actually have an official pronunciation for my name using IPA, which I don't know what IPA is. IPA to me means India Pale Ale, but somehow I don't imagine that's the context you're using that acronym in. It's transcribed as E-Keg Few Boo. Geez, this is harder than it was before. I don't know how to make the sound with G and Y put together. Gi. Okay, Bju. But as you said, almost no one uses it. I'm going to call you E-Keg. That works for me, man. If that works for everybody else, that works for me. Was that everyone? There's so many people in this list right now that it's hard to keep track of. Even scrolling through it, it feels like it's bugging out a little bit and skipping people. IPA is the International Phonetic Alphabet. Well, that is good to know. I mean, I think I'm familiar with it in concept, I guess. Put him in house arrest. Because like you see it on Wikipedia and stuff. But whenever I need something pronounced, usually, and this is just, you know, I guess some special confluence of technology and laziness, I just go to YouTube and I search, you know, how to pronounce word whatever, and I listen to it. And if I don't know how to pronounce something, that's usually the fastest way to figure out how to pronounce it. And they do all kinds of languages too. Alright. All of that was only 285. I guess some of them, they just weren't ready to be ransomed yet. So we got 3 days there. 7 days here. We're at 94%. What is this? Hills? It's plains. Alright, so that looks like it was everyone. And we'll see if we can catch what we can catch. Looks like it's only 720 something. And it looks like now they're actually suffering attrition. And he says, nah, we're good. Good fight. I'm glad we had that little chat, you know. I'm just going to give it right back to him. But we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to make Lancaster. And we're going to give to the grown-up, I guess. I own Lincoln. I kind of forgot about this because it says Gainsborough on it and not Lincoln. And that stuff always confuses me. I mean, I don't need it. I wonder how long I've had it for. Probably since I left here last time. I probably fought a whole war in Arabia and forgot that I owned it. How's this war going now? 9%. Man, this is just never ending. I should fight into here. Is there a single duchy I can get? No, I don't think there is. Even if I pick up all of Samaric land, all that does is get me next to Afghanistan. If I pick up all of Kubulistan after that, then yeah, then we're bordering Punjab. Then I can grab Punjab, and this revolt should basically be over, because at that point he loses. That may actually be faster than waiting for this guy to finish his war. Because, you know, my kid's not getting any younger. He's 23 now. The girl that I want to marry him to is 32. This is almost... Oh, and she's married to somebody else now anyway. Alright. For crying out loud. I'm definitely glad now I picked up Antioch. Because that was troubling me, thinking about that. The youngest woman here is still married to this guy. She's 30. Yeah, it's a question of time, Ika. I don't think I have time for that. I think it's time to go back and look at Hispania. No, I don't want the Sultan. I want... Yeah, that's right. Okay, so... We got a little girl here. Weak, uninheritable. A little girl here. Weak, uninheritable. A little girl here. Uninheritable. All totally worthless. Here we go. Weak, inheritable. 14, 15. They're all betrothed. The 17 is married. Okay. How old is this kid? 13? She's a Patrid. He's a Patrid. I can't buy a favor off of him. I can't buy a favor off of him. Can't you just use Holy Wars to get what you want out of Arabia? Yes, I can. The trouble is there's a 10-year cooldown on treaties. I don't terribly mind having every Muslim in the world hate me for being a truce breaker. It's the prestige hit which is a problem. The last time I looked at it, it took about 5.2k prestige to break truce. So I can do that like twice, right? I mean, I did dump, I think, like 8k prestige over the lifetime of this character at one point or another, trying to get low enough that I could do Exalted Among Men. But I can't back-to-back Holy War him for everything, right? There are no Crusades yet. We're way before the Crusade timer. I do only need one more Holy War for Jerusalem, one more Holy War for Alexandria, and then we can reform the Roman Empire and we're good to go. Then we can religion switch. We won't have to be stupid Catholics anymore. That's kind of why I'm trying to gobble up all this Catholic territory before we switch, because we're not going to be Catholic forever, right? I kind of think that Catholics are super boring, even though this Pope abuse is overpowered. It's incredibly overpowered. I can't even believe it. I mean, this is kind of nuts, right? I'm just going to grant him everything under that and give up Lincoln. And then we're going to transfer those vassals to this guy. It's not even the opinion malice from Trucebreaker that I'm concerned about at all. It is entirely the prestige hit that you get from breaking truces. Okay. So, that's looking pretty good. England's nice and nice, right? This guy loves me. Granted a kingdom, vassal transfers, long reign, wants to seat in the council, be good at something first, please. Born in the purple, brawny, kind, diligent, just. Ah, people love it. I'm a known murderer, but hey, this guy's got the Ark of the Covenant. What's the big deal? If you're Indiana Jones, you can kill whoever you want. Now, can the Pope give me a claim on this whole title? No. Isn't there a Gandolfini with a... Yes, there is. In my court with a weak claim. Ooh. If I land this guy, it says I can press his claim? That doesn't seem right. Is there already a succession thing going on? What's this war? Yeah, Scottish Revolt's war for Scotland. Icelandic conquest of Orkney. Geez, I sure jumped the gun giving away Lincoln to some dummy over here, didn't I? Alright, here's what we'll do. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is go for this. Oh, I can't get a claim in that county either. Couldn't I get a claim on this county if I wanted to? Yeah, but then I end up in a truce, and I don't want that. Wiltshire, is this independent? Belongs to Connaught, hey? And he hates me. I declared war on him. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the Pope to give us a claim on Wiltshire. Okay, so I can go just outrun them. Will almost certainly get wounded. Might get away. There's a... Now this is a funny way, right? It says 10% chance that I become maimed. Now, does that include severely injured? Do I become severely injured anyway? If I hit that, I run to Duke Guerre and hide in there. This is the Duke of Navarra, by the way. We'll see if he'll help me. He's got a 100 opinion of me. But if I give, but he's a direct vassal, so if I do a favor to him, he's probably going to put himself on my council. Let's go back to my intrigue here, check my plot. We got 39. The next biggest guy, the Emir of Kerman. No doubt we're not working on him at all. I'm going to just say run and hide there. Oh, we are working on him. So it says, thanks, I owe you one. And now I owe him a favor. What am I going to spend this money on, I wonder? I guess I could raise more retinues. Probably a pretty good choice. Just raise a bunch of more retinues. 14 more. That's 4,200 more retinues. We'll just leave them down there. They can grow on their own. I'm going to get the Pope to give me a claim on this. Oh wait, I might have not thought that one through. Because I think I have a truce against him still, don't I? Should I do... Oh wait, to October. Oh, that's no big deal. We can chill for another couple of months here. The new Doge of Venice. What are his stats? 15, not bad, on stewardship. I probably shouldn't send him to collect taxes, though. Is he in my court now? Oh, well, good luck. I think I just got that guy killed. What a splendid idea. Oh, yeah. Let's definitely do it. What a splendid idea. Here are the maps, man. Here are the maps. Oh, what a good opportunity for an ambush. You don't say. I wonder if we catch anyone. Maybe we can draw and quarter them? Maybe we can throw her in the dungeon? Oh, I got an idea. This Pelagia, the troubadour. Oh, she's got a hair lip. Well, she's got a hair lip. I know what to do with her. See you later. That was a bit mean, hey? Ooh, what was that last one? I think that's because I marked this guy, the Sultan of Mutan. He lost his war. Probably. But he went and married that woman to some fucking king. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to unmark him. Let's go back to Xenia for a second. The king of what? The king of Sind, hey? Can I kill this guy? Okay, let's let that plot go for a little bit. We'll see how much we can power that up. 85, 100 exactly. Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. It's November now, so our truce is over. He's fighting against Wessex for the Wessexian conquest of Wiltshire. I got news for you. That's my Wiltshire. Pretty sure we don't catch him. I'm pretty sure we don't catch him. Do we catch him? Oh, of course we don't. Who is that? Finn. We're coming for you, Finn. You're next. Oh, shit. I'm so sick and tired of this guy. I don't want to bring these guys. I want to protect them. So we're going to back them up, but we're going to send in all of these. What you going to do? What you going to do? I guess I should probably split this in half and, like, I don't know, send a few up here. What happens now? Bullshit, right? The Tengri have risen up in Nicopolis. Oh, geez, that's not very far away at all. And I got everyone right here. He gets across on March 3rd. I got across on the 24th. It's a pretty good thing I stopped, hey? Oh, they're doing it again. Alright, it looks like you just get raided, because I'm not bringing troops all the way up there to fight like 1.8k. I'm gonna wait till he actually pops up to Dublin, and then I can walk in, I think, just fine. In Tana, hey? Alright, that's fine. I got a pretty good reaction for that. So is there a particular reason you want to spread the Scottish culture, or is it just for fun? I don't even care about spreading it so much, but I want to make sure that I culture shift my dynasty at least to Scottish. As to spreading it and switching like my courtiers to be Scottish, I don't know, I guess there are some advantages to that, mostly just for realm stability. Not a big deal. Anyway, the purpose that you're asking after, the particular reason is Scottish culture have some very good pikeman bonuses. Italian already have great... Is this a guy Italian? Yeah. If you look at the pike training ground, they get plus 15 pikeman morale, and this kind of stacks up. The more and more of it you build, the better and better the pikeman morale becomes. Scottish, I think, and let me check if I've got a wiki save for this. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think I have a page saved for this. So we're just going to look up Scottish. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the Shiltron's training ground gives, rather than morale, it gives pure defense. It gives plus 15% pikeman defense bonus per level. So with level 4 of the Scottish Cultural, you get plus 90% pikeman defense. Pikemen already have the highest defense in the game. So, I mean, stacking a good thing on top of another good thing. This is plains. I hit them on the 28th, they hit me on the 28th, so it's either happening on plains or plains. And just for example, like, I'm using pure defensive retinues, right? In skirmish phase, like this is no commanders even, right? And he outnumbers me, generally speaking. I outnumber him on the left and the right, he outnumbers me in the center. When this goes to melee, like, you see how fast he broke over here? Like, I mean, you couldn't even really see it. Maybe I should slow it down a little bit. So we'll see another one when it goes to melee. You see it's like 24, 16, 12, 13. These are the amounts of troops I'm losing per tick. And one of these is going to shift. Did it say where? I thought it said when the next tactic is coming up. Here we are, here we are. So next tactic change, 0 days from general skirmish to something. Okay, so it switches to force back, right? He's doing minus 73. I'm doing 2290, right? So they're really good in melee. Pikemen are really good in melee. Can't stress that enough. And the higher and higher you get your defense, the less and less troops you lose in this phase. And the less and less troops you lose during skirmish as well. They're really quite terrible at this phase. I mean, not bad, because pure defensive retinues have archers, and archers are okay during skirmish. But they're not that great, you know what I mean? It even says in the tooltip here, knights, light cavalry, horse archers excel and pursue. But melee is our bread and butter. We just like getting them in melee. Look, that's minus 1514. It just ticked over, so you only saw that for a second. And then, of course, the rest of my troops come in. Let's speed the clock back up. So you end up with fights where you get outnumbered and you still, like, absolutely crush. That there's just no comparison of one or the other. Also, the higher the defense, the better and better it is you are at assaulting, the less troops you lose when you assault. And that's the advantage of the Scottish culture. It's one of the strongest cultures in the game. And will continue to be one of the strongest cultures in the game, I think. Until they rebalance retinues. Which probably won't happen. Oh, nice. I got an ancient rusty weapon. That's so terrific. I think the war is going to be over. Yeah, there's 100%. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to win this war. So I have direct control of this right now. Now, we have... yeah, a guy right here. We have two of them, actually. We have this fella, and we have this fella. Are they the same? Oh yeah, they're the same. We're going to grant him Wiltshire. Right? We have granted him Wiltshire. And we're going to declare war. Oh, am I? No, I'm not, because I still have armies raised over here. I raised them up and I brought them over here to fight those guys off. Let's see how my plot's going now. 98. But aren't we pretty close to... He likes me 10. Improve relations plus 20. So maybe on the next tick we'll be able to pay him. 82 gold for a gift on that guy. If I send him the gift now, does he invite the plot? No, he doesn't. Political concerns, amoral, the opinion of him, the opinion of me. Let's just hope that we can continue to tick up his opinion, hey? Yeah, CK2 combat, unfortunately, is one of the most important parts of the game that's the least well explained. So, oh, these are all mine anyway. Okay, so we're going to declare war on this king now. And we're going to claim Scotland for our little vassal, the Count of Wiltshire. And we're just going to go nuts. %, war score already. And we're going to send him into here. I should just get to siege everything, I think. Like even stuff that the revolt controls. Anyway, suffice to say, at the end of the day, if you do like I do and build only defensive retinues, you'll be fine almost no matter what the culture is. If you wanted to go crazy, Italian is pretty good, Scottish is best. I think we're going to set up, or try to set up a merchant republic here in the Isle of Man. May not be able to though, but we should be able to. After we clean up the UK here, I guess I should holy war once for this and once for that. I wish I could do more. I guess we can holy war once for this, once for that. And then that puts us in a position where our next holy war up here is for this. And then probably we'll pick up Varend, or not Varend, but Smallland or whatever, then Ostrogothia. And once we get Ostrogothia, we can hit them for, well, I guess this is part of Westergothia, and this is part of Gastricland. Or Upland, I mean, pardon me. Just kind of sucks that Sweden's so big, they're pagan. Well, anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. On this side here, there's plenty of little holy wars we can win, right? To push back the borders a little bit. I mean, France and Italy have already kind of been doing that, and they will probably continue to do that, but I can always help it along. On the left, I mean, I don't know. I guess I should probably start chunking out big parts of Spain here. Right? If we can get everything north of Andalusia out of Hispanian control, then we've got a pretty good chance, when 1000 rolls around, to get a holy war for Andalusia. Why can't I raise anything else here? I can only get the top one, I couldn't get the lower ones, I don't know why. I just lost my Chancellor. We'll make this guy the Chancellor. I mean, I think we sent it to the right place, hey? Let's check my plot here. We're at 98.3. The Emir of Bakar, same guy. Still kind of likes me. Doesn't like me as much as we need him to like me. There is no diseases there, so that was just a bad luck death. Oh, I just ran out of money? Not paying attention. I'm going to end the stream here pretty quick anyway. I did do an extra long one today because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow. I will certainly try to if I can, but if I can't, we'll all have to be prepared for that. Oh, he's under Powis. That's why I can't hit him. I'm looking at that guy and I'm like, wait, what? Why can't I? Oh, okay. Yeah, of course, Ikaji. I try and stream starting around the same time, 4 p.m. Eastern every day. I've got a job lined up, supposed to be for like this work term coming up, that might change that time. I guess I'll probably put a note in my about page, and we'll try and nail down like a regular stream schedule. I'm in a bit of a transition here, so it's not going to be the same as in the spring as we go into summer. Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, we got loads coming out of here. Did I just see a bishop? I did. Only 100 gold on him though. I can't interact with him, he's hiding. Ormond is not in my... what do you call it? Domain. Alright, so I got as much as I could there. 609 gold. Just here. Here you go. 609 gold. Heard you were poor. Justice system in the Byzantine Empire, not all it's cracked up to be. Does that get him in my plot? No, he's not even tipping yet. I don't think he's going to be honest. Even if he liked me 100%, I'm not sure he would agree to plot against his liege. Which is a bummer. I understand how some of these... I guess that's because of the terms of the revolt, perhaps. That some of them I can interact with. As soon as this war for Scotland is done, we're going to call it, I think, for the night. There's so many here that I can't get more than just the top level. Oh my god, seriously? Oops. I hit Z and it shot me over here. Do you know the mechanics of when a character joins a plot? So most of it you can read from the tooltip, right? And I don't exactly know what the direct values in pluses or minuses are of each traits, but we can probably look into some of that stuff. Okay, we can make some guesses. So when you mouse over here, it says not willing to join the plot. It gives you in numbers, in digits, the opinion of that he has of you and the opinion that he has of the Sultan, right? So in fact, there's something else that I should be doing right here that I'm not doing right now. Is that if it turns out, and we're going to find out pretty quick, I think, if improving diplomatic relations isn't enough to get someone to like you, you can also sow dissent to make him dislike his liege more. So like, this guy's gonna join our plot, right? It just might take us a while to get his opinion of us high enough and his opinion of him low enough to make him join, right? Because this is one of the only landed characters it appears that we can work on. I mean, I guess there's like a count over here. I don't see him doing any big thing. His intrigue is 4. His plot power can't be that high. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Let's talk about the pluses and minuses. So there are, and let's sort by plot power for a second. Different pluses or minuses, right? We got moral qualms. She's honest. You see that? She's honest here. And that gives her some positives. All right, let's say negatives in terms of moral qualms. This guy who's arbitrary, right? He's got less moral qualms. Everybody has some. Do we see anyone that's envious here? We got an envious, we got an ambition, and an arbitrary. We look at her, and we see that she's amoral. That's a plus, right? So arbitrary and envious contribute, it seems. I'm going to go on a guess here and say that -1 for amoral is the default. Arbitrary looks like it adds -2. I shouldn't say -2. Let's say 2 minuses. And envious adds 2 minuses. That makes sense, right? So honest probably adds 2 positives, so to speak. You know what I mean? No. I got that mixed up. I said that all backwards, but the principle applies. Honest applies 2 minuses for moral qualms, which make it less likely she'll join the plot. Arbitrary and envious each add, or maybe minus. Maybe I got that backwards. Anyway, I mean, it's not easy to understand. You can make guesses about it. We can make some guesses and look on the wiki afterwards and see if we can't find some more information. Let's see if we have anything else here like deceitful. Do we see any deceitfuls? We don't. Unfortunately, that would have been... Oh, yeah, there's one. Here's the deceitful. Oh, so that's actually +2 for amoral on deceitful. I don't think that the education comes into it. But we definitely got a pretty good chance, I think, of getting this guy. In fact, I'm going to change this guy right now. Oh, I didn't even notice he was stressed. We're going to change him right now to sow dissent on this guy. Now, I might have to put it here. I think I put it here so that his vassal opinion and his vassal opinion changes. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. We're going to find out in a minute. Vassal liege opinion lowered. Either like this... like Emir right here, or this Wali, or this Mayor is going to decrease, and then we know we put him in the wrong spot, we can just switch him again. So is the result just a probability, or is it more like a minimum number that makes them always join? As soon as, I mean, you can affect the opinions with gifts a little bit, but as soon as the positives outweigh the negatives, like let's cancel this for a second and try and kill that guy again, so we can look at some people that we know will join, right? So he hates his liege, right? His opinion of his sultan is -100. He must be a rival or something. He's got 5 bonuses for that. He doesn't like me very much. He has some moral qualms. His base reluctance is 3. So we're looking at +5 and -5. And that works out to he's willing to join the plot. There was one more, wasn't there? Oh, look at this. I didn't even see that one. Let's send her a gift. Oh, that's good. How did she not show up the first time? This one down here, she's got a base reluctance of -3. She's amoral. She likes me. She doesn't like him very much. So she's like, yeah, sure, I'll join the plot. She's actually got pretty decent plot power because her intrigue is so high. If you're going through and it's really important to you that you don't get revealed in your plot, you shouldn't invite anyone lower than 8. You should avoid inviting honest people or trusting people, because they are more likely to reveal your plot. So it appears anyway. She's envious and deceitful, so that really contributes to her amorality. And then this one we were able to tip her opinion over with a gift. So we're just going to auto invite plotters, and we're actually going to have more opinion than we did before. That should get us over 100, right? 121, that's pretty good. Plot power works in like chunks of 50. 50% is like worth one level, or like it increases the frequency a little bit, I guess you could say. 149% has the exact same value as 101%, but 150% is in like the next level, so that's sort of how it's tiered. 49%, your plot will never fire. 50%, it might fire, but you need to have at least one backer at all times. I think that I've seen plots fire with no backers, but it may have been a bug, or it may just not have revealed the backers properly to me. I'm going to drag these guys up this way and fight some more Scots. And let's just siege down these castles. So that's pretty much everything that I understand about plots. Let's look on the wiki. Okay, so there's a whole page about assassination that talks about plot power. Oh yeah, it says minimum 50% for conspirators to attempt. It triples at 100. It triples again at 150, and it triples again at 200. So 200%, you're looking at 9 times the strength, or the likelihood to fire. It says that it's roughly linear. Unless you're at the target's location, it's only linear with the total contribution from conspirators. The exact speed up depends on the individual plot power contributions. Okay, so it says, for example, suppose you have 110% plot power with 50. You know what? I'm just going to link you the page. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Oh, look, I got a little fella. I got a little fella here. Nice, I got to take over their siege. Although I'll probably assault. %71 now. I guess I'll fight that and then go to there. And he'll just keep working down this territory. Oh, he surrenders. Count Urquhart gained the Kingdom of Scotland. Hooray. So the Kingdom of Scotland is now his. This guy, not my vassal, offered to join war to claim Scotland. It won't let me. Of course, I can't attack I can't attack my own vassals. So we won Scotland. I don't think that he's going to become. Oh, what's this? I can usurp Bavaria again. I don't think that he's going to become independent should he lose. I did basically just fuck this guy. So hopefully he's got enough territory now. 181 it says. I still don't think that he's going to be able to win that on his own, but we'll just see how it goes. Is he Scottish, by the way? What's this guy's culture? He's Welsh. Okay, that's good. We want... Oh, Scottish culture's already here. Pictish, Scottish, Pictish... If I retract a vassalage, of Gowrie, Imperial Administration allows us to do so without... How can I have Imperial Administration on? It says that it's on, but it's not on. That's pretty weird. It says that it's on, but it's not on. I think maybe that's a holdover. That I don't get the device royalties out of it. I don't know. Okay. That claim that he gave me, is it inheritable? No, it's not. That's too bad. Well, he likes me a lot. I'm going to retract that vassalage anyway. You know what? It's too early. As long as, what I was thinking was, I'd take control of this territory, make it my capital, and then culture shift to Scottish. But then what's my point, right? He's not Scottish, he's Greek, and he can't culture shift. He's not Scottish, he's Greek, he can't culture shift, right? When he finally becomes the leader of my empire, yes, culture shifting him and getting him to have kids will work just fine. Otherwise, I'm stuck, like, heritage training children and stuff, and that's no fun. I can't even get all of them. I might be able to get him. No, I can't, because he's exactly 10. It won't let me. But we will eventually take Scottish. I just have to really hope that... let's check the mercenaries, actually. Is there a Scottish band now? Not that I can see. Are there any Scots out there? Let's go. Not my culture. Organized by culture. Should be above Serbian, I think. Okay, so there are some Scottish people. There is a Scottish band. I'm going to have to get some of these in my court. But anyway, that's it for the stream today. We did an extra long one because I'm not sure I'll be able to do it tomorrow. That's it. Take care. See y'all later.